It is what it is. Some of us think just like they were thinking in the Bible. And God keeps telling me, Cheryl Glover, I called you to explain my word. You can hoop and you can holler whenever you get ready, but make sure you explain to them what I'm saying to them. And what he's saying to us today is, we need to just consider your way. That's all. He ain't asking for us to do a whole lot of stuff and make all these resolutions that's going to lead us into depression. Now, if we real, every one of us in here, we face situations to where we become depressed. Because we're living in the world that's not really our home. And that's just the way it is. But I want you to know that's just the way it's going to be. Until we consider our ways and stop walking around here, God telling us to love, but we want to do things the way we want to do it. But yet we're wondering when choose to hate, but yet we're wondering why we're still in the situation that we already in. Now I understand. See, even Job. See, Job didn't have nothing to do with his problem. Job's problem was that there was a conversation in heaven between God and between Satan. Job just got caught up in the middle of some stuff. Sometimes we do. Some of our trials and tribulations, we just done got caught up in some stuff because God done told us, you done told your co-worker over here that this is how you handle that ugly boss because the boss good to you today. Because you ain't never thought about he gonna turn on you the same way he just turned on her. But if you had considered your ways and done what God told you to do, you would be stable and you wouldn't be squatting every time somebody come along. I agree with that. I agree with that. No, I don't really agree with that. But listen here. There's a way to go about this thing. God wants to bring us out of this situation that we're in. No, it ain't gonna be easy. I just gotta be real with you. It's not gonna be easy in 2011. 2011 gonna bring some of us some real hard knocks. Because the Bible is true. Until we consider our ways, and then even when we do consider our ways, let me tell you something. The Bible says that we were born in iniquity, and that we were shaped in the form of sin. That's some stuff that you just gonna have to deal with. That's all. God just want to he just really want to grow us up. But we don't want to grow up. Because to grow up simply means what Jesus told them, I'm going to give you another commandment. What he really was saying is that y'all are so backwards. That's what he really was saying to them. Y'all just can't catch nothing. So let me give y'all something that you will be able to understand. But then when we understand it and we start to turn toward what God has said, the flesh says that I just can't love her like that. I can't love my enemies. And let me tell y'all what the problem with that is. The problem with that is that we will go to hell from church. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I said it on Wednesday, Thursday night at the church. I said it then, I'm going to say it again. The awful thing about what really happened to us church folk is that we're going to hell from right here. You know why? Because when we refuse, Brother Porter, we just love one another. Is that not what he's asking them? So why are we having such a hard time? Why are we looking at folk all frowning as if they've really done something to us? I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Just asking the question, Doc. But I just believe what Pastor Roberts is saying behind me here. Just consider your ways. Because if you consider your ways, I'm telling you, it'll change the whole way you look at things. Y'all might not believe this, but I'm going to tell y'all something right now. When I look and I start calling the roll of my life, of my enemies, y'all might not believe it. I can't find one. Now I know that sounds strange to some of y'all here. I can't find one. Because every time that devil come at me through a person, let me tell y'all what I do here. I see him for who he is. That's what you gotta do. Because that person was the same kind of person that I was before he saved me. And so for me to be mad at them, it would mean that I am now denied heaven simply because I am a hypocrite. And a hypocrite, he ain't going to heaven. And it wouldn't be sad to go to, to go to hell from church where you get up every morning, you go spend all that money to get your hair fixed. And we up in the barber shop getting our hair fixed. Buying all these clothes and stuff, really so we can come to God's house presentable. And that's just the way it really ought to be. But the problem is, but for you to come here and not consider your ways, you have denied the same power that got you here this morning. If I got to go to hell, I want to go to hell with some other things around me. I want them gold rims, Doc. I want 3 or 4 of them, you know what I'm saying. I want them all around me. You might as well just get all the way out there. If I got to go, that's the way I want to go. But I'm so glad that out there on the hill called Calvary, I got to go there. Because everything else enough sense to tell God, look here, wash my hands up. He wanted to wash his hands up, but he didn't understand that if you don't accept Jesus Christ on today, there is no hand washing. Either you in it or you ain't. Can I say it like that? I know that's bad grammar for y'all children, but listen to what I'm trying to tell you here. That either you accept the word this day. You don't know what's going to happen on tomorrow, but God has brought us in here today. I went through 2010, and there was folk that was sitting beside me one day, Norman, and I looked over there, and I was going to their funeral. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, young people. I was once young. I thought I was going to live forever. And even if I didn't say it, I was living that way. But until I saw Jesus, the same one that stood before man, and he allowed man to handle him in any kind of way. He went all the way. I'm telling y'all, he didn't just stop right there. He could have called legions of angels, but he went all the way. And he paid our debt in such a manner that you don't owe no man. You don't owe no woman. Because he paid it, and he paid it all. I don't have no liens on my title. I got a free title. I got a home over there in glory. Because he didn't let man stop it. He kept right on marching. Right through his body. And they took him to a place that was called Calvary. And they laid him down. I'll tell you what they did. They spiked him in his feet. They stretched him wide. Because they didn't understand that he said that if I be lifted up, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw all men unto me. Everything they did to him, it was another step up on the devil's head. It was telling the devil that you're a liar. So when he hung there, I don't care. He didn't quit right there. He asked God his father. He said, Lord, why have you forsaken me? Some of you understand when your loved ones leave you all by yourself. God had to turn his back on his only begotten son. Simply because of your name right there. Because of my name was right there. He turned his back on him. Only to return his face back toward mankind. He saved man out there on that old rugged cross. He died out there. Put those 72 thorns on his head. But even before he got to that place, they whooped him all night long. Cat of nine tails. That means that there was some kind of leather. Well, with some strap, and then there was some horn, some bone in that thing. And every time they hit him, it took blood back. It took flesh out of him. But while he was still dying, I heard him call Reverend Jammer. I said, look at here, I got to go all the way. I got to go all the way, because if I don't go all the way, he gonna die and go to a burning hell. So he stepped in for me. He stepped in for you. That ain't the end of the story. Reverend French said that ain't the end of the story. He didn't only just die, they put him in a barber tomb. They put him in a barber tomb because it was meant for him to stay there. See, the world knew some stuff, but they didn't know what they were doing. So they got up out of that barber's tomb. Like I said once before, I love the fact that Gabriel, the angel of God, when that storm was rolled away, Gabriel sat right up on top of the rock. That was a sign to look at here, the devil, you a liar. The grave could hold Abraham, and the grave could hold Isaac, and the grave could even hold Jacob, and the grave could hold your mother, hold your father. There was one that the grave could hold. Still trying to hold you. Your circumstances can't hold. You got to turn back toward God. You got to consider your ways. And if you consider your ways, I tell you, God will guide you home. That great Jehovah will just build up down here. And we can have it through this very land. So don't you quit on God. Stay on that job until God moves you. Keep on loving one another. Hold your families together. Let nobody come into your family. Tear your family apart. If they can't conform to your family, then you don't conform to them. The ways of God, they clear. Ain't no mystery to it. Just love. Just keep loving each other. I'm glad that when he got up on the third day morning, he got up with all power. All debts have been paid. You don't owe nobody. That's all I want you to get. But you have to this morning. You have to consider your ways. If your heart is hard, you just can't love right. It's going to show on your face. You wonder why people handle you like they are? Because they can see through you. God will fix it, but they can even smell